Good morning, everyone. At this time, I'm excited to now bring to the microphone not one, not two, but three members of the class of 2024 to share their thoughts on this special day. So first, with a round of applause, if you please help me welcome to the microphone President of the class of 2024, Mr. Justin Liu.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you to the administration, the faculty, of course, Dr. Lazovic, the families, but most importantly, and of course, our class of 2024. A few years ago, I transferred back to Ridge High School after a long time away pursuing my athletic goals. I was enrolled in online high school. I lived thousands of miles away from home, and I even trained as a 9-to-5 job. In that time, I had a taste of utter independence, the highest levels of sport, and honestly, a possible future career. Frankly, I had a glimpse of how I thought I could become what I always wanted to be, an Olympic champion. Despite all that, I chose to return here. Terrible mistake, I know. On the way to the airport, I remember staring back at the rearview mirror, snow-capped mountains behind me, and I was leaving it all behind, negativity festering in the reflection. I saw regret. I saw fear. What could I have been had I stayed? How much could I have achieved had I decided not to get on that flight to New Jersey? That feeling followed me all the way across the country, all the way until I stepped foot right back here at Ridge, which is somehow always awkward when you have to stare at security until they buzz you in. Immediately seeing familiar faces, like my classmates, while also meeting new teachers, like Dr. Pernia with his fantastic British accent using terms I have never heard before, it was surreal. Those minuscule interactions in classrooms and even on random hallway floors where people decide to set up shop with their Chromebooks, quietly doused what had been burning me up before. I have never regretted the return to Ridge since. I'm telling you this now because we've been here for years, but now, of course, we're at the precipice of something new. It's easy to forget while you're in those 500-wing mosh pits every day that you exist in an exceptional, yet fleeting moment of time here at Ridge. You will have to make monumental changes in your life soon. And I want you to ask yourself, are you all truly ready? Notice those around you, your family attending, your many teachers, your alphabetically sorted peers, and of course, everybody that's brought you to this point. How did you get to know all of them? What have they taught you? And what have you done for them? You built all of this, not just over 4 years at Ridge, but over the course of your entire life. As you move on out of this town into the vast world, know that many of those connections are going to fade, and only a few will stay. You may fly to far places and move away. However, one thing remains true. You will never sit here again. There will never be a reset, never a redo. There's no point in looking through the rearview mirror. Because after all, a Ridge graduation is your choice to move on. Your choice to reap the rewards of 4 years of some of the hardest efforts of your life. And I know none of you, for the most part, want to be super seniors. So, while you take today to recognize everything you had here, the good and the bad, the tranquil and the turbulent, the joyful and the stressful, you must remember that things will inevitably change as they are right now. so you can never be the same person again. In fact, we all owe a debt to embrace this change. We owe to the people that taught us to stand on our own 2 feet. We owe to our friends, our family, and our teachers for deceiving them into secretly believing in us. We owe it to that nagging voice inside our heads that tells us we could be something if we just tried. Hell, each of you owes it to the rest of us, because whether you noticed or not, you have influenced us just as much as Bridge has influenced you. Through your passions, your personality, your culture, your cutting the lunch line, and your beliefs. You know what? You owe it to me too. And not because I work like a dog every year to represent you guys, but because you showed me that to embrace change is unequivocally superior to wondering what could have been. You teach me every day not to regret the choice to return all those years ago. Last but not least, of course, you owe it to the world. We must embrace new people and new ideas. They deserve to have the fullest version of you that lives life forwards, where we will take more strides and make more connections than any of us ever have here. It's almost impossible to imagine, but I know us. Every one of us will be spectacular to the world we reached, if only we bravely face what's ahead. I may not know everything about each of our 467 peers, but as your class president, I am most qualified to say I am glad to have represented you and a group of people that will be more than most people ever get to be. Don't waste it. Besides, there isn't much left to get here, except for some nice cardstock paper. So, look forward to leaving some things behind. You'll never see the road ahead if you're looking at the rearview mirror. You'll just end up driving yourself off the road. I sincerely hope that the next time each one of us meets, we'll tell each other all about the road we took. Thank you.